Good morning and welcome to Candid Conversations with me, Linda Burhans, talking to fabulous people that are doing fabulous things in our community and really making changes in people's lives. And today I have my friend Paula Muller from Sociavi with me today. Did I say it right this time?
Yes, yes, absolutely, you did. Thank you so much, Linda. It's a pleasure talking with you, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share information about my company, Sociavi, which is a Latin word that means share and unite. And that's
Yeah,
really the purpose of the company. Yes.
exactly what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about your mission and how it started and everything.
Oh, sure, happy to do that. So, as I mentioned, Sociavi is a Latin word that means share and unite, and really is the mission of my company, which is to help older adults and people with disabilities to share moments, be together, united with their loved ones, even across long distances, and most importantly, in the simplest way.
Yeah.
Really, I started this company because I thought I felt there was a gap between the people, the rest of us that are using technology very easily. We have our smartphones, our computers. We're just a click away from texting someone and checking how they are doing. But there are so many persons that for whom technology has just so high barriers to use that it make it impossible. So I felt they are left behind. I mean, we have the epidemic of loneliness and
Yeah.
isolation, and how do we bridge that gap? That really became the mission. And from my background in technology, I thought technology has to be able to adapt and be modified in order that fulfill that
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah.
And you did that. And you did
Yes.
that. And it makes such a difference because you have peace of mind. So explain the whole system. And you
Yeah.
and you actually used it for your family, right?
Absolutely. I mean, everything started from my own family. I'm originally from Chile. My family is still in Chile. My parents, my brother, and his family. And on the other hand, my husband, he's from Switzerland. So his parents are in Switzerland. Both of our parents are getting older. And how do we be together? I mean, we have the experience from the pandemic as well, where it was impossible to travel for
Yeah.
so long. I mean, years that we were not
Yeah.
able to visit them. So having this technology contact where we were able to just drop in and check how they are doing was very, very helpful. Not only for us, peace of mind. I mean, adult children that are very worried about their parents. And my experience is not different from so many adult children that even if they live close by, this is still hard because you have the responsibilities of work, life,
Mhm.
your own children, and then you cannot be there all the time. So having these additional contacts that allows you to see how they're doing, and for them, they feel connected, they feel
Yeah.
related, they know what is going with their children and grandchildren.
And they
So
get to
that's
see it and they get to stay social. My stepmother, she goes on the computer on email and everything, but she doesn't do anything like with Facebook or anything. Well, every time I see other people in her family, I see their children graduating and they put photos on Facebook, I copy them and I email them to her because she's out of the loop.
exactly, exactly. She's out of the loop. That is exactly what is happening. And I mean, a friend of mine told me once, my mom, she told me once very sad, I feel invisible
Mm.
because they are out of the loop. So how do we bring them back to the loop? And that was the mission of my company. Yes, absolutely. That's what we wanted to accomplish.
So explain what it is exactly.
Sure. So what I decided to do is we have to move away from apps. We have to move away from traditional computer or a
Right.
smartphone. So what I set up to do is we develop a dedicated device from the ground up that is easy, simple to use, uh, completely dedicated for this purpose, secure. Everything is part, all the communications are part of a private and encrypted and secure network where only the family members can communicate. And this really I created. a device that looks like a picture frame, because I didn't want them that they start thinking, oh, it's a computer, I have to start learning how to
Too
do,
hard. Yeah.
taking no. So this is really a picture frame that they enjoy, and they don't have to do absolutely anything. All the functionality is really remotely controlled by the family members because they install an app in their smartphone.
Right.
We have apps, we have smartphones, no matter where we are in the world, we can operate this app. And from the app, they can send pictures to their loved ones that appear immediately on the screen. They
Yeah.
can send videos, but also they can have what we're having right now, a live face-to-face video visit. We call that virtual social therapy, because really it's an opportunity for them to communicate, get support, uh, eh, basically be together and have this social connection, and in a very, very simple way. You just press a button on the app in your smartphone and your face show up on the screen. They
Yeah.
don't have to touch, no login, no password, no username. It's always on, ready to be operated. And that's the purpose, to be very, very simple.
It makes it, when COVID started, we started with my family, my two sisters and my stepmother, a weekly Zoom, to try to, keep that kind of. But my stepmother, all the time, she's like, "Oh, my camera's not on. Oh, I can't see." And she gets on, and she's pretty much into it now. But it would be so much simpler,
Yeah.
And she's a little techie, but some people aren't techie at all, and just wouldn't
No.
do that.
No, I mean, if you're thinking about people with mild cognitive impairment or the dementia, it's impossible for them, and they still need the connection. I mean, it's just a username, password, steps. I mean, when you are losing rational thinking because of dementia, any simple step is just too cumbersome, and then you get frustrated, agitated, both parties, because on one hand you feel frustrated that you are doing something wrong, and it's just that technology is too cumbersome, and on the other hand the family members want to make the connection, but trying to help others remotely is so difficult with technology. So that's why we really pay a lot of attention to make it very simple, and also I pay attention to things that are important with older adults, right? So we have problems with vision. So this screen is really very large. It's a 13 inches screen. We have problems with hearing, so we are adding external speakers that we have modified it in order to make it extremely loud.
Great.
On top of that, we have this is a touch screen, so they can operate and do some activities, very interesting.
Can you show us one?
Yes, actually, if you just give me 1 minute, I can show you. It will be easier if I show you that on this paper.
Okay.
So you can see basically here it looks like a picture frame, and it's very simple for them. And then the families install the app in their smartphone.
Right.
And the setup is also very simple. So we ship everything already pre-configured. So when you get the units, you take it out of the box, connect it to the power outlet. The very first time, it's going to show you the available Wi-Fi's, because it does require internet connection. You enter the password and you're ready to go. Just 3 simple steps. You don't have to do any pairing or anything. Just those 3 simple steps and you're ready to go. So we really wanted to give peace of mind to the adult children, the family members. You don't want that they get all frustrated of how to set up and have to start calling technical support and no,
It just doesn't happen then.
No, it's very, very simple.
I think this gives peace of mind to the family members, but I think it gives peace of mind to the person also, because I want to see my daughter and see how she's doing too. I want my daughter to know that I'm okay, honey, and I'm glad you checked in with me today.
Exactly. That is correct. It is a two-way street, as you said. And as I mentioned, so simplicity is a touch screen, And but then we remove all the complicated gestures that you usually use on an iPad. So we are responsive only to touch, no zoom, no flick, nor pinch. So just touch.
All right, so what happens? So, all right, so I want to talk to my mom. Does her machine ring like a phone?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it makes a noise, but we configure, to be honestly, that the most of the devices we configure them in a way that the family members just drop in. So
Okay.
basically, you touch the button on your smartphone, and your face show up on the screen, and you can just start talking with your mom or your dad. They don't have to touch anything. And most of my family asked me to do it in that way, to configure it in that way, because they don't want that mom or dad get confused. What is the button that I have to
Right.
show? And if I'm not fast enough, what is going to happen? So we just want to make it very simple. Now, if the family members are telling me, well, my mom wants to keep her privacy and she's okay with technology, we do put a button on the screen that she or he has to touch in order to open the connection. So if there are those concerns, we can configure it that way as well.
All right. So let's say I'm in communication with mom and she has this machine, and now mom goes into the hospital. As long as the hospital has Wi-Fi, I could take it there, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's encouraged because you want that they have that connection. And on top of that, we have put on, so by default, this device show a slideshow of pictures. So if it is just sitting there, if you're not having a conversation with your mom or your dad, it's always going to show a slideshow of pictures. And on the top, it's always showing the date, the time, and the weather.
Good.
And on the bottom, we can also send them reminders and alerts that are going to show up in this screen. So on the bottom, we're showing the next alert. So some person have told me when they are in the hospital, and you may not be close to a window, so you get a little bit disoriented.
Yeah.
Having the time, the date, and the weather in front of you, it gives in a sense of comfort, that sort of grounded with what is happening. Yes.
I'm not.
So
And it's
that is,
important because I can't tell you. Recently, my aunt just went into a community.
yeah.
When she was home, she never answered the phone half the time. She couldn't hear the phone. She couldn't find the phone. It was down in the cushion or anything. This would be perfect for her because
Absolutely.
when you're just there. And it's not that she didn't want to converse with us. And then sometimes she would think we weren't calling her. Well, no one calls me. Well, I called her 10 times today.
That is correct. That is correct. I mean, many families tell me, my mom has a phone, but either the phone is not charged, or
Yeah.
like you said, is somewhere where I cannot reach her. And then I get worried. What's happening with mom? Why she's not answering? It has been a couple of hours that I haven't connected with her.
Right.
So with this device, you just places where they will be usually sitting, and then you just drop in, check how she's doing, and how you can also check the surroundings. I mean, this doesn't have a wide angle that you will see the whole room, but at least you can check a little bit her surrounding, how she's dressing, and how she's doing or he's
But
doing. So
if that screen is on all day, okay, does that infringe on her privacy? I mean,
no,
that's
no, because we are not operating like other devices that are listening all the time.
okay.
The camera and the microphone are activated only during the time that the video conference or the video visit takes place. So it's not listening all the time, and it's not like in any camera that is on all the time. And on top of that, we're not saving any conversation, we're not listening to any conversation. So everything is really private. When the communication is closed, everything is terminated. So we really have we have put a lot of attention on keeping the privacy and the security of the family. So everything is just for the family members that are supposed to be communicating with your loved one. No external spam call or
Yeah.
anything. Nothing is going through the public in a public fashion or publicly accessible. Everything is very, very close, secure, and encrypted
I
and
think
private.
that's one of the most important things, because as I'm aging, I might want to have one of those in my house, but I don't want you to listen 24/7 what I'm doing.
No, no, no.
You
And
want
the
to
other,
have your independence and your respect.
yes, respect, absolutely, because they are adults. It's not
Yeah,
we need to respect their privacy, their wishes, what they and their independence as much
yeah.
as they
They,
want.
they're losing enough things as it is.
Exactly.
Encourage them with more things that can help them, not that we're taking something else away from them or
Correct,
able to.
correct, correct. Technology should be an enabler, an enabling tool, and
Yeah,
not taking things away from them. So that's the mission of the company, creating tools that are helpful and allows them to live the best quality of life that they can. Because we know loneliness and isolation is not only the mental aspect, but also it has an impact physically. I mean, you start with depression, and then it may affect other conditions that you don't eat that well, you don't exercise, and it's sort of a negative feedback loop that affect your health in a very negative way. So we want to keep them engaged and connected as much as possible.
and this would have been so good to have during COVID,
Yeah.
because
See,
we were locked out of communities. We were not allowed to see our loved ones.
yeah.
Our loved ones, especially if they had some cognitive impairment, couldn't understand what was going on. There were some people that felt like they were just deserted.
Yeah.
And there was a big thing, especially in Florida, that isolation kills too. It was called Caregivers for Compromise, because isolation kills too, and it does.
It does.
I think this would be great for senior communities to make this like part of their package.
Yes, yes. Actually,
That would be the best way. Like, you just move in, and this is what we have here, and this is how we use it.
yeah, I mean the capabilities in a community and many. You can have the communication, the transparency with the families that you are a community that are really progressive and is really looking after the residents, their well-being, but also the families that there is so many emotions in when you are transitioning to an assisted living community, as beautiful as great places as they are, but there is a lot of emotion involved. So
Yeah.
helping those transitions, that the family still feel that they are connected and having a say and having the opportunity to check on their loved ones. I have many positive comments from family members, as you said, during COVID, where their loved ones were either in memory care or in assisted living. Their loved ones were still able to stay connected with them through Sociavi.
I mean, it's so fabulous, and it helps the people in the community too, because it's so simple for your loved one to operate it. It's not like, that the family's calling and saying, I haven't spoken to my mother, or this is going on, or that is going on. They can just do it. And how nice it would be if all of a sudden I could see the girl that takes care of my mom.
That is exactly what was happening and what is happening in the residents that have the device, because the daughter is calling, and then it happens that the aide is there, so she has the opportunity to talk with the aide and check, my mom will like this or that, and then they can do it. Now, on top of that, as you said, it's not like the activities director or the person in charge has to schedule the video visit with the family. The families just drop independently. So it's a better utilization of your staff members, because they don't have to be limited to having to schedule and be basically is another job among the many that they have to do with just scheduling those video visits. Right now, the families can just drop in as they wish. Now, you as a staff member can also have the app, and you can have it and all your staff members can have the app, and they can check on their residents. They don't have to go to their rooms. They can check how they are doing as they are walking through through the
I
corridors.
didn't even think of that. That's fabulous. And you know, the thing is too, for the staff, you know, it's the squeaky wheel that gets oiled. So if they know that this family is very much in communication,
Yeah,
it's a better thing for everybody.
absolutely, absolutely. And then through the alerts, so we can set the schedule of the activities. So if there is bingo at 7 p.m., for example, on Thursday, on the device itself, the resident can be alerted in 5 minutes or in 10 minutes you're having bingo, or if you have a religious service on the weekend, or if you have a physical activity, so the residents can be alerted of their activities on the device itself. So it's not that a staff member has to go and knock on every door to make sure that the person don't forget the activities that are happening in the residency.
And it's less stress on the person that wants to go to the activity, but what time is it? Where am I? You know, what's going on? You know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That is also a benefit of having the device with
I
them.
like it too because, okay, so I see on the screen that they have dancing.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go, I can go. If somebody's coming knocking on my door, maybe I don't want to go, but then I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I kind
Yeah.
of have more of my choice.
Exactly. You have you pick and choose what you want, exactly, but you have the information in front of you.
Yeah. So tell me some success stories.
Oh my goodness. So I have, for example, been very blessed. I have a 102 years old lady living in Arizona and is connected with her family all over the US. Family members in New Jersey can connect with her. Another lady is living in an assisted living community, and she is able to stay in touch with her granddaughter in Israel. Other gentleman in the Midwest, he had to move during COVID to an assisted living community, and he is a farmer, so he loves animals. And for some time without the device, he wasn't able to really see his animals. So now through Sociavi, he's able to see how his cows are doing, how the farm is doing. The granddaughter that took care of the farm, she constantly sent him updates, and he's connected and seeing what he loves, and not being so detached of his whole life. So these are the opportunities that is really very important. And on the other hand, family members tell me, this gives me peace of mind. I can check how my dad is doing. He's a little bit with mild cognitive impairment, and it's so hard to communicate with him. But through the device, even at night, I can check if he's sleeping on the bed. Very often we are very concerned about our aging parents, that they fall, and
Right.
what is going to happen with them when they want to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So now she every night check, is my dad sleeping well, is he okay, and just a little drop, she doesn't wake him up, just check through the device, is he okay? And then if he's not in bed, immediately she calls the aide that is with them. But they can be proactive. That's what she was telling me. My dad have dependent.
It's not like I'm laying in bed and I'm worrying all night. Is he okay? Is he okay? Is he okay? And there's nothing I can do about it.
Right, exactly.
You know how it is in the middle of the night. Everything's always worse. You worry more. It's, it gets light out. It's not as bad.
That is true. That is true.
So, that's another part too. And I'm also thinking too of people with disabilities.
Absolutely.
The seniors and people with cognitive impairment, but it's got to be very helpful for them also.
That is correct. I had another of my families is a gentleman that unfortunately had, I believe he had I believe it was an accident, and he's paralyzed from the waist down, and I mean, for him it's very difficult to communicate. But now through the device, he's in touch with his family all the time because of the simplicity of the device.
His family gets to see him.
Yeah, And vice versa as well. Vice versa as well.
So it is peace of mind for everybody. So how much does this cost?
So the price point that we have right now is you pay for the device, which is 350, and then there is an ongoing monthly subscription that you can pay for the whole year or monthly. And the idea is to give the monthly subscription support allows you for all the upgrades that we are constantly doing, and also a full support from our part that if anything that you need, we are immediately a phone call away to support you with any question that you may have.
That's so important.
And everything, if you go to the website www.sociavi.com, that's where you can get the device and be in contact with us.
That's wonderful. What's the last thing you would like our caregivers to hear from you
So,
today?
so what I want you to keep in mind is the story of Rick. He's an 87-year-old gentleman from the Midwest. He lost his wife right before COVID. So he has been very lonely for some time. He lives by himself, but like many family members, many families, his children are all over the US. He has 4 children, but only one lives close by, his daughter. But as we were talking before, with responsibilities of her work, her family,
Right.
she cannot be there every day. So she goes every week to set up his medicine and check how that is doing. So before COVID, before Sociavi, Rick was really very sedentary. He was also diagnosed with dementia, so not compliant with his medication, very little activity. So with Sociavi, the family set up reminders on this device. So he has 3 reminders for walking in the morning, at around noon, and in the afternoon. And also he has 2 medication reminders. He has to take 2 medications per day. So now, after Sociavi with the reminders, he lost weight. He's much more active. He just needed this little nudge to remind her what to do. Completely compliance with his medication because his reminder.
It's simple. It's simple. It's not because otherwise maybe I think I took it already.
Right.
Or I just forget to take it. Or
you forget to take it. And
what time am I supposed to take it?
Exactly. So now and now he's connected with his family, all the children and grandchildren. I mean, before Sociavi, probably he was seeing the children a couple of times a year because flying from New Jersey or from California or from Arizona to the Midwest is not something that you can do on regular basis. Seeing his grandchildren, it was even harder because they're even more distributed. But now he's completely connected. He's seeing his children, he's seeing his grandchildren through pictures, through the video visit. So the connection, it
encourages more communication.
Absolutely. And through the device itself, you will see the pictures of all the family members. So if he touched the picture of the son, or if he touched the picture of the daughter, the smartphone of the son is going to start ringing, or the smartphone of the daughter is going to start ringing. So he has a smartphone, but he hardly uses it for phone calls. But the screen, seeing the picture, that is something that he can easily do. And he calls them also. He touch bases with them instead of using the phone. So altogether, he's healthy, losing weight, more compliance, happier. That will allow him to stay longer at home. Now, the device had also the capabilities, as I was briefly mentioning, of activities. So Rick enjoyed doing jigsaw puzzles and solitaire. So we know right now, we can get reports out of the device, how much time, which activities he's doing.
Oh, really?
Right. So we know right now how much time Rick is spending on the jigsaw puzzle. So if down the road we see, well, Rick was doing the 9 pieces and it was taking him 3 minutes. But now we see that it's taking him 10 minutes. to do something that he was doing much more quicker before. Now the daughter, the son, seeing those reports can see what is happening, checking the medication, being able to contact the doctor. Instead of waiting a whole year for the reevaluation, you can be much more proactive and seeing how your dad is or your mom are evolving with the disease, and being on top of that, seeing when is the right time, if it comes, to make the transition probably to an assisted living or to more care in the home, bringing a home. So you have these tools, and that's what Sociavi wants to
Yeah.
be. We call it the digital health companion because it's the companion to help the well-being of your loved ones.
Well,
So
and I think it's better if I can see my mom, because this is what happens all the time with caregivers. Mom lives in another state, and I call mom up, and mom goes, "I'm fine. Dad's fine. Everything's perfect," but she's not. But when you see her face, when you can see her face, when you can see them, it's a whole different ballgame.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see if how they are taking care of themselves, right? Because you're right, moms and dads are always saying, "I'm fine," and you know that that is not always the case. Yeah, yeah. So those are the things that we provide with Sociavi, this complete set of tools for communication, engagement, and keeping having the tools to see how the well-being of your loved ones is, and those are the features that we're incorporating.
I'm so excited about this.
Thank you, Linda. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to share this.
No problem. And I know a lot of communities. I'm going to start talking to them because I think this would be a great asset for everybody, for the staff, for the loved one, for the family, for everybody.
Yeah, great.
Any last words?
No, just please reach out. We are and we are always open to suggestions. This product has evolved with the feedback of family and professional, and we really wanted to be as useful to as many people as possible. Thank you so much. So please reach out.
Thank you so much for being with me today, and we'll talk again soon, my friend.
Thank you, Linda. A big hug. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.